everybody. It's Kate Richburg, and it is Friday, December 22nd. Sorry, I'm a little tardy today. I just kept adding things to my table, and then I realized, oh, shoot, I better push the go live button. So, you know how it is. You're confronted with all these beads. So, I have some projects here for you that we're going to talk about. It's going to be a pretty casual free tip today. We're going to talk about bead looming. And then I started pulling up a whole bunch of other projects because coming up the second week of January, we are going to wrap up the temperature project from this year, from 2023, and we're going to start a new one for 2024. So I've had temperature project on the brain. So I want to put this out there. When you finish your temperature project after the beginning of the year, you have that first week to send it right over into info. Let me put all that up so you can see it here. Send it over to Drea at info, and I'm going to show them. I think the broadcast is going to be on the 10th for the temp project. It is. It's going to be on January 10th. It's going to be the temperature project for 2024 broadcast, January 10th of 2024. Can we believe it? So I'm going to show the ones that people have sent in, and it doesn't have to be even in its finished form, or even if you didn't finish it. If you lost steam like halfway through the year or whatever, who cares? I don't care. I just want to see some inspiration, and everyone who sends something in, a photo, I'm going to send something via email back to you. Okay? So that's a little incentive from me to you. So today I'm going to talk about let me just say, don't forget, find us on social everywhere. Like, subscribe, hit us up at beadshop.com. Questions or your temperature project pieces, send it right over to info at beadshop. Okay, so today we're going to talk about bead looming, but I'm going to talk about some other stuff here as well. Okay. First, it looks like, oh my goodness, we've got so many people watching from all over. I'm also, my friends, broadcasting today on my Kate Richburg YouTube channel, as well as my Kate Richburg group, because I thought people might want to see, projects, the temperature project, the wrap up kind of thing. If you are watching on any of those channels, hop on over. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and notification button over on our YouTube channel. Best place to watch. I really, my goal for 2024 is to hit that 100,000 subscribers over on YouTube. So all of those social shares, all of that, we really appreciate that. Pardon me. Sorry, I will have some water here. Thank you for all the nice comments on my brooch. This is one of the pieces that I have embroidered with my embroidery machine and done a little bit of bead embroidery on it. I'll show you that. I'll take it off so you can see it. And I'm wearing earrings I got from Drea last year. She was doing some shows, and so I made a little remote sale from her. These are our brick stitch earrings. So perfect for the holidays. Still really fast. It's a pretty fast project, especially for Drea. She's a fast brick stitcher. So it's a great one for the holidays. We also have, friends, you really love Janice's Third Thursday earring kit. We still have a few of those. And I wanted to let you know, we still have a few of the Gilded Age bead mixes. I made a lot because I wanted everybody to grab one, and I hope I didn't make too many. So if you love it, grab it. Also, today, we want to blow out the rest of our snowflakes. So those are on sale today as well. We just have a few left. So we want to get the rest of those out by the new year. You can make some, hang them in your, like I have mine hanging here, hang them in your studio or wherever around the house. Tuck them away for next year so you've got some things to make for next year. Here's the project for the earrings that I'm wearing here. They're such a fun piece. And Janice also linked the temperature project. You can find it here, my temperature project for 2023. We've got some good friends watching. Kristen from Softflex is here. You are such a good friend to all of us here at beadshop.com. You know, on Wednesday, my spool of Softflex, even though I was doing gluing, our spool of Softflex came in real handy for a little surface to hold my glued piece. So Softflex isn't only the best stringing material out there that we love for the nylon coated wire beading cable, it's also the perfect thing to hold your glued piece. So if you didn't watch my Thursday earring broadcast with Janice, it's up and ready for you to check out. So grab those. I should be wearing Janice's earrings today, but I saw these and it felt so festive. This dress, a few of you have asked, it's from Zuri. This fabric is from Ghana, and they're made by a women's collective called Zuri, Zuri. They have a store here in San Francisco, a store over in Manhattan. And fabrics, many of their fabrics come from all over the world, worldwide. But these beautiful fabrics from Ghana just make my heart sing. And they're super easy and fun to wear. So it's like wearing a kind of like pajamas, but you're dressed up. So Zuri, if you're into it, if you love it, it's great, great company, small company, beautiful people over there that run that. So I'm not compensated in any way. I just love them. So anyway, that's everything that I've got going on. The earrings, what I'm wearing, I feel like it's the red carpet. Let's get to the projects, okay? So, and thank you. I'm so glad you love Mary the Gilded Age beads. I was so excited about that mix. You know, Drea and I'll talk a little bit more about next week's shows, but Drea and I really, we're just so into it. The Gilded Age season 3 is coming. They just announced it. Super excited. I'm going to have to rewatch it all again and make some Gilded Age jewelry for it. So let me add this here and let's take a look at what we're going to talk about today. So I'm going to move this one aside because I have brick stitch on the brain. I did promise you that I would talk a little bit about this brooch that I'm wearing. Again, this is a piece that I did on my embroidery machine. And then I did some bead embroidery on it. Bead embroidery is something that we're going to be looking at a little bit more in 2024 because I'm so inspired by bead embroidery and the mixture of threads and beads. Janice and I, we were just talking this morning when we were working early, end of year, man, it's not for the faint of heart, I'll tell you what. So we had gotten our Nun Design newsletter, and the Nun Design newsletter, Becky sent out just a lovely newsletter. She had some really beautiful bead embroidered pieces in there. So if you are on her newsletter, you do get her newsletter. It's always chock full of really interesting designs and stuff with her pieces. She has some beautiful bead embroidered pieces. I'm going to have to look into it a little bit more, see who it was who did those. I'm not sure that Becky did them. It might be a guest artist. But anyway, super, super inspiring. Janice, thank you so much for asking, but I have no pins for sale right now. Maybe later. We'll see. But thank you, JP, for thinking of that. Right now, I'm just trying to get my projects in hand, right? Um, okay. And what was it the Nun Designs, Mary? Is that what you were asking from Nun? If it's not, um, there we go. My mom is also. Do you sell the pieces? Hi, I just looked on your website for a pin. I promise. I have some. I sold some earlier this year. Oh, Zuri. Yeah, it was Zuri, the dress I'm wearing. Maybe after the new year. We'll see. Maybe in the January lull. There's not enough hours in the day, right? So not enough hours in the day. Um, it would make for a good, like, maybe I'll file that away. It would make for a good broadcast if I, when I'm putting this stuff up on my website, to talk a little bit about how to list and stuff like that. Maybe not an official like Wednesday or Friday broadcast, but maybe like a bonus broadcast on a Tuesday or Thursday. We'll see. I don't know. Because, it's easy to make things, much harder, my friends, to get them out into the world, right? When people want them. So anyway, I'll file that in my Rolodex. All right, back to this. Okay. Looming. Let me zoom out just a little bit here. And Christine, I wanted to say thank you for your kind email, updating us and letting us know. Sometimes I read my emails in the middle of the night and then I don't go back in and reply to them. What a surprise. But we really appreciate you always being here and jumping in and being so friendly and welcoming to our viewers. So I just wanted to say a big thank you for that update. Okay, so here are the loomed piece that I have that I started. So you remember Emily was our leader in all things bead weaving, right? She did that really wonderful broadcast that I urge you to watch. She gave us all a really beautiful pattern to work on. Her necklace was just a delight. And so I picked up the gauntlet she threw down and started to work on something with my bead looming. And so I wanted to talk to you a little bit. I showed this a little, and then we never really talked about it again. And I think for 2024, my project is going to be on the loom. I will tell you, my 2023 project, I have to catch up a little bit. I'll be completely honest. December, half of November and all of December are not done, but I'll get them done. I'll get them done while I watch holiday movies so that we can wrap up 2023. But for 2024, I think I'm going to work on the bead loom. And I'm fleshing out the ideas now. I'm going to use 11/0. This is 11/0 that I've done here. Let me zoom in a little bit. Oh, my buddy Jenny Gomer. Ma, I think you see Jenny Gomer on the chat there. She said she's making your breakfast casserole for Christmas. That's awesome. Jenny is a good friend of mine from high school. Also knows my parents and all of that. So I love it when my family and friends pop in. Sometimes my cousin Kathleen pops in, though she's very quiet. She doesn't say anything. But I love it when, but you all are like family and of course friends to me. But Jenny, that's awesome. I love it. Maybe we'll write down my mom's breakfast casserole recipe and share it out sometimes because it's a great one for feeding big crowds. That's what my parents used to do best. Feed large hundreds of crowds of people. So fun. Anyway, here is I told you today was going to be a laid back day, and it sure is. So here's the loom piece that I started. And so if you take a look at Emily's piece, her loomed piece, it's a loomed necklace. And so this is the part of the necklace that's going to kind of lay in front. I'm going to go up just a little. I think I'm going to do a few more stripes like this, and then I'm going to split it. Okay. And the thing about working with a bead loom is that you don't, at least I don't think, I have to have too much planned out in advance, right? So what I did, and when you get your loom, this is the Ojibwa bead loom that I have here. It's a wooden loom made in the US. It's one of my favorites to use. And it comes with this little insert here. Okay. And the insert, oh, and Christine's here. Jenny, Christine's here. It's like we're all here. all my friends. Hey Chrissy, I miss you. Thank you for the box that showed up yesterday. I love it. I love it. Love it. Isn't it funny? This is the place to be. It's like the coffee shop. That's why I love you folks so much. It's like chatting behind the counter of the old days when we had a brick and mortar store. Makes me so happy. I'm crying just a little bit. Really, it's so touching. I love the chat. I love it all. Anyway, thank you, JP. Loom projects are listed under Learning Techniques. Loom. And I'll tell you, it's easier than you think. Oh, Mary Ellen, your beautiful things that you've been posting, those felting pieces, so fantastic. Beautiful. If you can felt, Mary Ellen, you can definitely do this loom. You have a lot of skill. The cool thing about this is this little insert that comes with it. It has a design grid. Emily has also given you a design grid. She made one for you. And we've got the grids up on our website as well that Emily has made for you for different seed bead applications. If you don't know about it, download all of Emily's seed bead charts here to do your looming or looming or brick stitch. There's a whole bunch of them, and then you can see they're over on. I'll show you. They're under Learning Blank Design Templates on Bead Shop. There's a whole bunch. There's some on brick stitch, on netting. There's a seed bead chart. There's super duo graphs. So there's all these graphs that you can go and download. Thank you, Emily. And the loom I think it's so satisfying. So what I did was I went in and I photocopied this paper. Okay. Then I started to draw. Christine will remember this because I started working on this. It feels like yesterday. It was in February of this year when we went to Tucson. I left it at Christine's house and she had to mail it to me. But what I did was I started to just plot out the design I was going to use. And you can see I haven't really plotted out that much. I've just given myself kind of like a little outline, and I just follow that when I want to use the different colors. See that? And then I started thinking about the strap that's going to be on the side. And so I think I'm going to do this motif on the side. So you don't really need to plan. This is all of the planning I've done for this, right? And so can you see here all of the pieces? And I chose these during Tucson, so it kind of has a deserty Southwest feel to it. And I wove one color row per color here. Okay, that's it. Then I started the diamonds because the diamonds felt to me kind of like, Arizona, the Diamondbacks, snakes, rattlers, kind of, it kind of had that desert feel. We went to the Desert Museum, all of that. So I did kind of these diamonds. Now, what I think I'm going to do next, and I probably had a different idea back when I was doing this. But each of the diamonds is one of the colors, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there are the colors here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, not the gold. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, or 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got it. And so what I'll do here is I'll probably just start, I'll mimic this on this side. So it'll go to about here, right? And then I'll split and I'll start doing this diamond pattern, kind of. Okay. And I don't know if I'm going to do it diamonds and then plain, diamonds and plain. I don't know yet, right? So all I did, again, you don't have to do a lot of color. You can just decide, like here, I know what the diamond looks like. And it's this one actually here. So I've done on the outside of the diamond, it's kind of hard to see. Let me zoom it down a little bit if I can. The outside of the diamond is that bronze, the inside is the brown, and then the inside little 5 beads across, the little like plus sign or cross sign here, is the color. Okay, and so you can see it here. I'll put it right up. You can screenshot it. And it's this pattern right here. That's what I used. Okay. And so make it as wide as you want to make it. I think I started plotting it out here. So what the 3 across would be, what it would look like. So I'll tell you how many beads it is across. 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30 beads across. Okay, so that means there's 31 warp threads here. You can use any threads that you like. I think I used, because it's in the box, I used the Fireline for this. Okay, and I'm not sure what Emily used in her project. Emily might have used KO. You can use either. Doesn't matter. You could even use micro Ceylon. And that, I might use micro Ceylon in my looming project for the beginning of the year. I'm not sure yet. Okay, not quite sure. But anyway, let me zoom out a little bit here. What else did I want to tell you about this project? Let me lift this. I did this manually, so let me lift it up. I kept all of my beads together like this right here. I probably should have written them down, all the different colors that I used. However, let me get this nice and clear. Focus. There we go. Focus. That's better. I just kind of kept them together with everything in a baggie, my famous baggies that I have all my projects in. For my temperature project for 2024, I'm going to use our little flip top boxes, I think, and label them all out. So I'm still working on that, but I'll have that all worked out by the time the project comes up. But I think this is fun. The Bead Loom, I love the way this color gradient is. I think it's going to be fun to kind of play around with. And again, it's just weaving, right? So just have fun with it. You know, when you look at some of the old woven rugs or Kaleem rugs, I've got one right here on the floor of my studio that I'm actually standing on. You know, you don't have to really plan everything out, you know, to see the whole big picture. Just take it in small little bites, like this section here, then I did this section. I'm taking this one on next to figure out what it looks like, and then I'll take on the straps this way and this way. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share with you about this piece. Let's talk about some other seed bead projects or projects in general that you might want to think about for your temperature project. Um, the loomed piece or the bead woven piece that I made, I'm gonna I'm gonna use the loom for my temp project. And this is an old project that I did a couple of years ago. But what I'm thinking of doing is warping the loom. Remember this one? When we got those tiles in and we did this kind of with the bead loom. I think I loomed this part and then I laddered this part. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been so long ago. But what I used here, right there, is I used 1mm leather. And so I think what I'm going to do for the bracelets is I'm going to break them up into seasons. So I'll have 4 loomed pieces. Okay. And they may become individual bracelets, like 4 bracelets that I can stack, or I might connect them together somehow. I don't know. I don't need to work that out yet. Right. That's putting the cart before the horse a little bit. But yeah, leather and looming. That's what this was, the leather and looming piece. And so I think what I'm going to do, this has how many beads across? 2, 4, 6, 8. This has 9 beads across here. These are all 8/0, so they're a little bit bigger. I'm going to use 11s, and I think I'm actually going to make the bracelet a little skinnier, at least the one for the first, like, 4 months. I'm going to break it down into, like, either 3 or 4 months a bracelet. So I'll either have 3 or 4 bracelets. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about that yet. I'm going to go along, see how it looks. And if I stop at March, if that's long enough, and do them in 3-month increments, I might do it that way. I don't know. We'll see. But the way that we start this, and I'm going to talk about this more when we start the temperature project, but this is really simply done where the edges of your loom project are the leather, and the rest of the warp you can use with the thinner thread, and this is done with KO. Yeah, you're reading my mind, Christine, about this. If you make the seasonal bracelet and I use the same clasp, you can link them together. Exactly. I was also thinking about, instead of like a button like this, I would use a ring, like a jump ring, or just a regular ring, and then I can connect them with a heavier jump ring or something like that. So yeah, you're picking up what I'm putting down, definitely. So this is a really fun project, even if you're not going to jump in and do the temperature project and you just want to do something small with the looming. Doing this leather edge on the loomed piece is a lot of fun. Again, I think I'm going to make it, I may only make it 5 or 6 beads wide. We'll see what it looks like, because again, I'm going to use 11/0 instead of 8s. Okay. Something else that you could also do with your temperature project, and we talked about it on Emily's show on Wednesday, and I wanted to show you her spiral bead. And the spiral, you can kind of work it out. Like, it doesn't have to be the temperature. It could be like, there's 4 weeks in a month, usually about that. And you can maybe, I don't know, choose colors every week that speak to you, or I don't know. It doesn't have to be a temperature project. It could be just about anything. But making one of these spiraled beads a month, maybe, and maybe you make it however many rows. If there's, maybe you do bead a row a day or something like that. I don't know. But so I love this twisted spiral bead. It was so inspiring that Emily did. And so here's just my tiny little piece of it. But it would be a fun one to do. And then you would end up with 12 beads that you made all year. And then you could string those together on a big necklace or something. Wouldn't that be cool? I don't know. Maybe I kind of want to do this instead of looming. But I have told myself the loom is what I'm going to do. But this would be a fun one. Make one bead, this bead a month. It would be really cool. So, so that's a good one. I also wanted to show you more of Dria's pieces. These are the super duos. Remember how we've done these before? The super duo snowflake earrings we've done. This is Dria's necklace where she did do the flat super duo pieces and then wove them together. It would also be fun to make one of these a month in a colorway that you like, right? And you could do it seasonally, right? Like Kim is saying, you could do like a seasonal color palette for, you know, the different seasons of the year, and then put them together that way. So you'd have like a winter, spring, summer, fall kind of palette. That would work too. So something like this, this flat super duo piece would be fun for your year project. You could also do it by the week. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So you could do a row a week in a color that you liked, right? You could also utilize, that's really clever, Michelle. You could use the monthly mix and create something, and create a bead or a unit or something every month and then put them all together at the end of the year. The cool thing, and I'm going to talk about the monthly mix at the beginning of the year on January 1st. We're going to talk about it for the first broadcast. This year, the monthly mix, we're doing something a little bit different. And I'll give you a little sneak preview. Every month is going to be a different bead shape. So, we do a lot of our monthly mixes with 8/0, right? Well, this year, each month is a different shape. It's all going to be different colors, but it's all going to be the same type of bead. So in January, the mix is going to be Tyla beads. So that's that. It's going to be, so every month. February, I'll give you another sneak peek. Drea is doing it, and it's going to be super duos. So it's going to be fun. We're doing just a little bit of a different thing this year. And the January one is based off the color of the year, the peach fuzz. It's a kind of a wild mix. It's nothing that you might think, but it's going to be cool. So anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. So this would be a fun one too. I love this piece. I did also, you could do the peyote stitch. This is the 2-drop. You could do a short piece like that for your temp. Here's another loomed piece. This is one that I did so long ago. This is the Illusion bracelet, the loomed piece here. So if you're getting the looming bug, I have the pattern up for this one. And this is one that I used Ceylon with as the warp threads. And I think I used fine Ceylon. It's hard to see there, but it's fine Ceylon I used for the warp. And for the weft, this way, I used micro. And it gives it such a good hand to it. It's a little, what do I want to say? Stiffer, has a little more weight to it. I just love it. I love it, love it. I see that my mom is putting her peanut brittle recipe. Ma, I think you left out the peanuts. So rewrite it and I'll put it on the screen. It's really good. We've been eating it a lot. She's been making it quite a few times and bringing it over. So put the peanut brittle recipe up with the peanuts, and I will put it on the screen. But this loom, this is the Illusion bracelet. I love it. Also with 8/0, it's a fast make, and I call it the Illusion bracelet because it starts with one color, puts the second color in, and then goes from there. So it does have that ombre effect to it. And I did the slider clasp for it. This was a really fun one to do. You could also do this in 11s. You don't have to use 8s. And you could also do this in 6/0 too, and it would be a little bit bigger. But I urge you to try using the heavier threads, the fine weight for the warp, which is the warp threads up and down, and micro seal-on for the weft, going from right to left. I think it's really a fun one to do. What else do I want to show you? I've got a couple of other things here. This one is Allie's piece that she did with the brick stitch. This would also be a fun one to do for your temperature project or your 2024 project. Again, doesn't have to be the temperature. It could be mood. It could be anything. So this is a brick stitch piece that Allie did around a loop. She brick stitched inside. She brick stitched outside. So making 12 of these, one a month, and then you could link them together at the end of the year. You can see what Allie used. Unfortunately, we're not going to have these anymore. It's a from Tierra Cast, that really fantastic little spacer, coiled spacer. We're going to find a replacement for that. But you could also use a jump ring or something here, and you could do it on both sides and then link them together. Okay, so here is the let me get my mom's, the first part of it here. So here's this, the first part. You all can screenshot that. And then the second part is here. And it's delicious. Okay. One more thing to show you here. And this is a fast holiday gift too. I mean, we're getting down to the wire, but it's a fast one. This was the one I did in June, the Pride bracelet, that I just love this. Drea finished it up for me. I started it, Drea finished. But this would also be a great one for your yearly project. You can assign each month a color and do a little macrame for every month, and then transition between the months. So it goes here from the red to the orange with the flat macrame transition. And then see how I've transitioned between each of the colors. And this one, again, this was the wrap for June. And it was really a fun one to do. So here's all the colors, but you could interpret this in any color way you wanted. This is with 0.5 millimeter Chinese knotting cord here. You could do seal-on, would be beautiful with this. I use the clear quartz crystal beads here. You can also incorporate instead some seed beads with this. Wouldn't that be good? I have my piece here that I did a while back. It's chock full of Tierra Cast pieces, so it's a little bit of a bittersweet walk down memory lane, but it'll show you some of the things that you can incorporate. Let me see if I can get it off this hook. Reach it over there. So it's this piece here. Everything is kind of mixed up here. But here is this. Oh, here's my mom's last bit for the recipe. There we go. So there's the third part. Take another screenshot. It's also all in the chat. Maybe we'll add that peanut brittle recipe in the newsletter. So here is some pieces I did. But see, you can add some beads that way too, right? That would be fun. So this is a good contender for a project for the year. Again, it doesn't have to be temperature-wise. It could be something that you just kind of work on, figure that out. Here's another loomed piece that I wanted to show. I don't show this one often enough. This one was a little bit of a challenge, and I'm so glad I did it. This is that loomed piece that I did. I also did a bracelet to match it. But you can add a motif into your loomed piece. Again, this is A-dots. And again, I think I did this with Ceylon because I strung on these. So I think that the warp and weft, I think the warp is fine, and I think the weft is micro. I believe that is correct. But this is a fun one to do as well with the loom. And the sections that you make, again, you could make just one section per month, right? So give that some thought. Let me bring back this original one in here. This is the one that, because I've got to get it off this loom, so I have to finish it. But this doesn't have, this is all Fireline right here based off of Emily's. So I encourage you to take a look at Emily's necklace project. It's a really, I think, a fun one to do. And you could also do a necklace like this, right? Every month, like the fringe could be colors, whatever. So, there's, again, I want you to put your thinking caps on, your designer caps on, and figure out how you want to create with this. But do remember the graph paper, graph it out. Yolanda's asking, is it pieced together separately? This one? Is that the one you're asking? I think this is all, I'm going to have to remember, but I think this is all one piece, and I did it on the board. So I wove this, then I brought the pieces together and I strung these up. Then I wrapped it back around, wove, and then strung these here. So I think that's how I did it. There's a show on it, for sure. But it was a fun one to do. There it is, right there. It's a statement piece for sure. I do love it. I will have to do something like this again. Because it was fun you kind of had to figure out, to make all of these lay correctly and everything. It was a little bit of a challenge to do for sure. Okay, so just some reminders, let me tell you. This week, we're barreling right up to the Christmas holiday. Solstice was last night. Chris and I had a fun solstice celebration. So we are going to close down operations. Not that you can't order. We hope that you do order. Please support us. I'm missing my earring on this side. Let me put it back in. So we won't be checking emails or doing that. We're really going to try and take the holidays off. But we will be back next week after the holidays. I will be back on Wednesday for a broadcast with Emily. We are doing a year-end wrap-up where Emily and I talk about our favorite projects from the year. It's going to be a fun one. So Emily and I are going to wrap things up. Lots of pearls of wisdom from Emily. I'll try and toss a few pearls of wisdom in there as well. Then on Friday, traditionally we do a project called Year-End Wrap. Drea and I are both doing a year-end wrap bracelet. We have our pieces. She has hers ready to go. I have mine ready to go. And we're going to design on the fly. So that'll be the last broadcast of 2023, the year-end wrap. Drea will be with me. It's going to be a lot of fun. So those will be, next week is going to be some fun, really fun and interesting shows. Then first broadcast of the year, I'll tell you, let me get over there. Let me pull up my calendar here so I don't lie to you. Oh, there it is. We have the monthly mix launching. And then the first Wednesday, that is January 3rd, our new laddering masterclass starts on that Wednesday, which I'm super excited about. So then on the 10th of January, that's when I start my looming temperature project. So I'm going to show you the finished one that I have from 2023, and we're going to start the new one for 2024. During that week, the first week of 2024, from the 1st all the way to the 5th, even like if you get it in on Monday the 8th, send me your temperature projects from 2023, because I'm also going to show them on the show on the 10th. If you're not finished, doesn't matter. I just want to see where you are. Okay. If you finished, awesome. If you petered out in the middle of the year, awesome. Doesn't matter. Okay. Oh yeah. Here's the eye brooch one more time. There it is. We're going to do, I know beaded pins are fun. We'll be doing some bead embroidery, I promise. I guess it feels like I can broadcast every day, teach something to you every day, but I promise we'll get that on. So that was kind of my meandering broadcast today, my friends. We talked about looming. We talked about some candidates for the temperature project. We talked about some seed bead projects, some super duo projects. So I wanted to say a very, very happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. If you do, if you don't, if Christmas Day is just another day for you, whatever, all of you all, dear friends around the globe, we here at beadshop.com are so, so lucky that we have you in our orbit. So from all of us, every single one of us, Janice and I, Drea, Claire, Emily, Ellen, Chris, all of us, I hope I didn't miss anyone. We thank you for all of your contributions in 2023. Because as you know, my friends, running a small business, especially right now, it's not for the faint of heart. So if you, here's my Christmas plea. So please, like these broadcasts, share them out, keep supporting our small business so we can be there for you in 2024 and beyond. Every time you make an order at beadshop.com, it makes our little hearts sing with joy. So thank you from all of us to all of you. I know, Kim, you want to see Alfie. I'll make sure that Alfie is with us for New Year's. Okay. I'll make sure he's out. I think he's on the bed sleeping right now. So a big, big thank you. Get some rest this weekend. Pull out a project, do exactly what you want this holiday weekend. I will see you next Wednesday, and we'll start doing some wrap-ups for 2023. 2023. Safe holidays to you all. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon.